welcome back, my little nightmares. It's me, Queen Nightmare, and I have a couple of new stories that someone has sent me. And one of them was Addicted to You by, I'm going to say it wrong, but Matthew Riddle, sorry. Words are not good for me, but it literally has the main character with the same name as my original name, and it's by Rain Malfoy with 2 Y's, and someone said I should read it. Well, it's kind of mature, so let's not read that right now. But if you guys want me to, I will. And today, I'm thinking about doing Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear, Book 1. It has 19 chapters, and let's just get into it, shall we? The 8th year in potions class, and Snape paired the 8 up for an assignment. But the kids take it too far and turn it into a game. P.S. This is my first story. Don't judge me. This story is by fanstay_girl. Don't worry, we won't judge you. Trust me, we've listened and read some weird ones. There's Lenny, so Luna and Ginny, Blairon, and Drarry Smut. Here we go. Now remember what we've learned in class today. Harry's there POV. Will be a quiz. Snape said, "When I call your name, I need you to stay after class." Ron looked at me. "Who do you think he's going to call?" he said. "I don't know," I responded. We both looked at Hermione and she shrugged. "Miss Granger, Mr. Weasley, Mrs. Weasley, and Mr. Potter," he said. The 4 of us groaned. "I'm not finished," he snapped. We all went silent. "Mrs. Lovegood, Mrs. Parkinson, Mr. Zabini, and Mr. Malfoy," he said. They groaned even louder. After class, "Yes, Professor?" Hermione asked. "I want you students to ask each other one truth or dare before Monday's class. You have all weekend to do it," he said. "And if you don't," he looked at Malfoy, then to me, "you get detention." "What?" me and Malfoy said in unison. Then he glared at us and went silent. "Do you understand me?" he said. We nodded. Draco's POV. "How dare he pair us with Potter and his so-called friends?" I said, talking to Pansy and Blaze. "Who cares?" Pansy said. "Why can't you just admit your feelings for Harry?" Blaze said. My head snapped towards him. He looked like he was scared for his life. "Because, Blaze, he doesn't like me back. We even have been enemies since first year. Remember when he rejected my hand?" I said with a grim look on my face. "And that's stopping you. Why?" Pansy said. I glared at them. "Okay then," I said with a smirk on my face. "Then what's stopping you from telling Hermione you like her?" I said to Pansy. "Or you telling Ron you like him?" I said, looking at Blaze square in the face. They were silent. "Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't talk to me about my relationship problems till you sort out yours," I said in a low tone. Pansy's POV. "Fine, Draco want to play it that way, huh?" I thought to myself. "Okay," I said in a happy tone. I walked straight over to the Gryffindors and asked them a question. Author's note. Hey, I hoped you liked this chapter. If you did, I'm open to suggestions on how to better the story. Love y'all. Bye. P.S. This is my first ever story. Don't judge me. I'm 13 years old. I'm a 13-year-old girl. By the way, drama starts at chapter 16. The question. Before we get into today's chapter, I have decided to put up a music video for each chapter to calm everyone's soul. And if you want that, to play that as I am reading this, I will put it down below for this story like I do every story. Thank you for watching this story, and thank you very much just staying true to me as a fan. It actually is really nice. Pansy's POV. Hello, Hermione, I said in a happy tone. What do you want, Parkinson? Weasley said in a low voice. Did I say Ron? I said, looking at him with a glare. No, I didn't think so. He went silent. How can I help you, Parkinson? Hermione said. I was wondering, I started, but then I was getting pulled by my hair. Ow! 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 I said. I turned to see Draco pulling me back. Stop! I yelled. What are you doing? He said, very upset. Well, you told me, and I quote, I cleared my throat to sound like him. That's what I thought. Don't talk to me about my relationship problems till you sort out yours. Okay, and how is this going to sort out your relationship problems? He said, very confused. Well, I said like he was stupid. I thought I could turn the assignment Snape gave us into a game. I'm in, Blaise said. We both turned our heads to look at him. You are? We said in unison. Yeah, why not? It gives us time to spend with them, he said. I look at Luna. I'm in if my cousin is in, Luna said with her always calm tone. My head snapped to Draco at that moment. Oh, come on, Dre. Even your cousin Luna is in, I said desperately. No, he said, turning his head away in disappointment. Please, I will keep saying please if I have to, I said. Fine, I said with a smirk on my face when he didn't turn his head. Please, 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 I screamed. Draco Malfoy, don't make me tell them you're... He covered my mouth. Fine, he said in a low tone. I turned and walked back over to them. As I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, I said, looking back at Draco, who was glaring at me. My question was, would you guys like to turn our assignment into Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? I said with a smile on my face. Still a little annoyed by Ron's input earlier. They all turned and huddled up in a group. I hear them whispering. Then they turned around and Hermione walked up to me. We would love to, she said with a smile on her face. And if my eyes didn't steer me wrong, I thought I saw some blush. Okay, meet us in the ROR at around 8 p.m. Saturday, I said. I turned and walked away. When I got back over to my friends, I found Draco banging his head on the wall. Stop being dramatic, drama queen, I said with a smile. He turned to look at me, glared, and walked away with Blaise. His cousin, Luna, and me followed behind him. Author's note. Hey, I hope you liked this chapter. If you did, I'm open to suggestions on how to better the story. Love y'all. Bye. I don't know when the next chapter is going to be. Well, it's going to be in the next few seconds. The talk. Harry's POV. So, do you think we can trust them, Hermione? I was too busy watching Malfoy walk away. I was staring at his blonde hair, his seeker body, his nice... Wait! What am I saying? I'm not gay. I definitely don't like Draco Malfoy. Harry? I heard someone mumble. Harry! They spoke a little louder this time. This time they yelled, Harry! I snapped my head towards them. It was Ron. Bloody hell, mate! I've been calling your name for the past 20 minutes, he said. What would you be staring at that is more important than what we are talking about? He said with a confused look on his face. I look around for something. The wall, I lied. Yeah, the wall. I said to make them believe me. A wall? Ginny said in a confused tone. Yes, a wall. Why do you sound so confused? I asked. Well, because the direction you were looking was not the direction the wall you were claiming to be looking at, Hermione said. I said, trying to hide the fact that I got caught. Harry, you know you can tell us anything, right? Hermione said in a calming voice. I got to go. Bye, I said, taking off down the hall. But right as I turned the corner, I bumped into something or someone. The bathroom. Draco's POV. I just don't understand why you would ask them that, Blaise said to Pansy while I was doing schoolwork. Because we need to make a truce with them, she said. We have been enemies since first year, Pansy, Blaise said. I had enough of this. Enough! I yelled. They all went silent. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you guys fight, I said. But Draco, Blaise said. I cut him off, though. We are going to do this tonight, so we can get it over with. Got it? I said, still angry with them. They all nodded. Now I'm going to go take a bath, I said, calming myself down. Then I walked out of the room with my wand, clothes, and a towel to the prefect's bathroom. When I got there, I turned the water on with soap and got undressed. I hopped in and started to relax. Harry's POV. I still don't think we can trust them, I heard Ron say while I was laying in bed. Hey, Ron, I said. He said reading a book. I know, right? I'm even shocked he's reading. What's the password to the prefect bathroom? I said. I really need to relax my muscles. Oh, it's Dumbledore, he said. I looked at him with a confused face. It's to honor him 'cause of his death, he said, like I should have known. I got up, grabbed my wand, towel, and clothes, and headed off to the prefect bathroom. Dumbledore, I said, and the door opened. When I got there, I thought I was going to have a nice, relaxing bath to myself. But no hope. Not happening. When I got there, someone was already in the bathtub. Malfoy. I looked up to the bath behind him and said, Hello, Malfoy. He spun around faster than he ever had. Potter, he said. What are you doing here? He said with a grim look on his face. I could ask you the same thing, Malfoy, I said with a smirk. I'm a prefect. Now, what's your reason? He said in a calming tone. The smile fell from my face and just ignored him. I got undressed and got into the bath. What are you doing? Malfoy said after I sat down in the bath. I'm taking a bath. What does it look like? I said in a low tone. I see that, but do you not see me already in here? He said, confused. I don't care. You stay on your side and I'll stay on mine. I said. Fine, he said in a low tone. I was facing away from him, and I assumed he was facing away from me until I felt something grab my waist. Or should I say, someone. The incident. Smut warning. Harry's POV. I felt something grab my waist. Or should I say, someone. Malfoy, I said, confused. He turned me around, came closer to my ear and whispered, I can tell you're hard, he said. A shiver ran down my spine. I don't know what you're talking about, Malfoy. Now, please move, I said. Oh, really? Then you don't mind me doing this, he said. I was confused at first, but then he kissed me. He pulled away. Nothing, he said with a smirk on his face. My cheeks were bright red. Nothing, I said with a stutter. Really? He said, smiling down at me. He lifted me up to where my legs were wrapped around his waist. Malfoy, what are you doing? I said, so very confused now. He started to walk forwards to where my back was to the wall. The only way to escape was for him to put me down. Shh, relax, he said. Then he started to kiss me again. I was thinking about pushing him away, but something in me stopped myself, and I started kissing him back. I don't know what came over me, but I actually liked kissing Malfoy of all people. Then it started getting more and more intimate. I was pulling on his hair and moaning. He was kissing me up and down my neck and chest. Then he did something that I couldn't have never imagined. He grabbed and I moaned the loudest I ever did. Lucky no one ever heard us. Say my name, he said. Malfoy, I said. Again, he demanded. Malfoy, I said a little louder. Do you love me? He asked. Yes, I said without thinking. Good, he said with a smirk, and then he put me down. I looked him straight in the eyes and moved forward. Then I kissed him. I actually kissed him. This time I had him pinned on the wall. I kissed him, his neck. I kissed his chest. On the wall. I kissed him, his neck. I kissed his chest, kissed his lips. We battled for dominance, but he won. I was now pushed on the ledge, him on top of me and kissing me. It was the best moment of my life. Harry, he said. I was shocked. He used my real name. Yes, Draco? I said, assuming I could use his real name as well. I have something to ask you, he said. Yeah, what is it? I said, concerned. Will you, he started, will you be my, he looked, sorry, let me redo that. Will you, he started, will you be my, he said, looking nervous. Yeah, what is it? I said more yeah, what is it? I said more confused than concerned now. He took a deep breath. Will you be my boyfriend? He said more calm now. I was so shocked, I didn't know what to do or say. Then my mind snapped back to me, and I said, yes, of course, yes. I kissed him again. We got out of the bath after a little while and headed back to our common rooms. When I got there, Ron, Hermione, and Ginny were gone. I got ready and went to sleep. This chapter, the chapter before this, and the next 3 chapters are supposed to be happening at the same time. Just telling you so you don't get confused. The corridor. Ron's POV. After Harry left, I got up, put my books away, and went for a walk. I hid because I saw Hermione leaving. I also saw Ginny leaving, but I didn't think much of it. As I was walking down the corridor, I was thinking about what truths or dares I would say or ask the Slytherins and Luna tomorrow. Then I bumped into someone or something. We both fell to the ground. The person I bumped into was taller than me, for sure, because it felt like I ran into their chest. It was too dark to see, but I was hoping it was not a teacher. When the person made a noise, it sounded like a guy. "Well, are you going to get up or what?" he said, and I know that voice, I thought to myself. Then I saw their hand come out to help me up, so I took it. When I stood up, I saw who it was. It was Blaise the Beanie. He was staring at me. "Hello, to Weasley," he said, waving a hand in my face. "Huh?" I said. "Oh, right, I have something to ask you," I said with a somewhat shy look on my face. "Yeah? What is it?" he asked. "Well, I was wondering if, I said, "if you would be my..." I started to ask, but was cut off by him pushing me against the wall and covering my mouth. "Shh, someone's coming," he said. We hid in the dark corridor. We saw Snape walking past with a light. When Snape had finally passed, he took his hand off my mouth, and we just stood there, not being able to keep our eyes off each other. I said, clearing my throat. But once again, I got cut off. But this time, it was him kissing me. He had me pinned up against the wall and was kissing me. Kissing my lips, kissing my neck, just kissing me. He pushed me off. I don't know what came over me. I pushed him and pinned him and started kissing him. Soon enough, he lifted me up to where I wrapped my legs around his waist, and I was off the ground. We were kissing for the past 30 minutes. When we stopped, he put me down, and I finally got to ask him my question. So I thought. But he got to it first. "Ron," he said, and I was in shock. "Yeah, I know I used your name," he said. He started. "Will you be my boyfriend?" he said with blush on his face. Yes, I will," I said, wrapping my arms around him and started kissing him. When we finally stopped, I headed to our common room. When I got there, Harry was already sleeping. I decided not to wake him, and I got ready and went to sleep. The lake. Ginny's POV. I was sneaking down to the lake when I heard something. I looked back and saw Hermione, and she saw me. We smiled at each other, and I left then, and I saw her leave, but go the other way. On my way down, I had to hide, 'cause I saw Snape. Once he passed, I walked down to the dark lake. When I got there, I saw someone with blonde hair and a blue uniform. "Luna," I said, and she turned around. "Oh, hello, Ginny. How are you?" she said in her always calm voice. "I'm fine. How are you?" I said, a little happy that she's here, 'cause I'm kind of had a crush on her since first year. Yeah, she's a year older than me, so what? "Hey, Luna, I've been meaning to ask," I started while sitting down next to her. She looked at me. She was always one of those people who you could talk to, and she would listen. I was wondering, does it ever get tiring being cousins with Malfoy? I said, a little curious. She looked like she was thinking. Yeah, sometimes, but we are both 18, and we have known each other since birth, she said in that calm voice of hers again. Have you ever thought of playing Quidditch? I said. She looked at me. No, not really. I feel like if I play, I'll get distracted, she said with a smile. Besides, I like cheering you guys on, and my cousin too, of course, she said. I looked at her. She was smiling, and before I knew it, I say something stupid. You have a beautiful smile, I said, and I covered my mouth as fast as I could. She looked at me and smiled again. Why, thank you, Ginny. I love your eyes. I always find myself staring at them, she said, smiling. Hey, Luna, I was wondering if you would like to be my girlfriend, I said. It's okay if you say no. I mean, I don't want you to say no. Why am I being so weird? I'm never like this. Snap out of it, Ginny. Snap out of it. What I meant was to say, but I was cut off. Delicate lips touching mine. This kiss was not forced or anything. It was nice, sweet, and soft. I would love to, Ginny. I've kind of had a crush on you since I saw you as a scared little first year, she said with a giggle. We relaxed on the grass by the lake for a little bit. Then we headed to our rooms with one last goodnight kiss. When I got there, Hermione was there. Typical Hermione, always first. Anyways, I got ready and went to sleep. The library. Hermione's POV. I was sneaking out when I saw Ginny at the door. I was hoping she didn't see me, but she turned around. We smiled at each other, and she left out the room. She went out one way, thankfully. Was not the same way I was going. I don't know what she was doing, but I was going to the library. I was going there to see if there were any Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear rule books that I could look at. But I had to hide because I saw Snape walking down the hall. I wondered if Ginny bumped into him. Anyway, when I got to the library, there was a dim light there and someone sitting in the corner. I couldn't see who it was. When I got even closer, I saw a girl with black hair, a Slytherin robe. Pansy Parkinson. But the worst part was she had the rule book I needed. I guess we had the same thoughts. Hey, Parkinson, I said slowly. Her head snapped up, a look of fear on her face, like she had just seen a ghost. But considering this is Hogwarts, she probably did. We have them everywhere. Oh, Granger. It's just you, she said in relief. I thought it was Snape. I saw him on my way down, she said. Oh, I just saw him. I had to hide, so I didn't get caught, I said, sitting down next to her. Yeah, me too, she said in a calming tone, still staring at me. I guess we had the same thoughts, I said with a little laugh. She looked at me confused. The rule book, I pointed at her. I was coming down for that, I said with a smile. Oh, here you go, she said, handing it to me. Oh, no, it's okay. We can read it together, I said, blushing a little. Oh, okay, thanks, she said, smiling. If my eyes were right, I saw her blushing as well. Hey, Parkinson, I started, and she looked at me. I was wondering if you would like to be my girlfriend, I said, a little shy. The reason I'm asking is because I've had a crush on you since first year, and I've thought you were cute. Well, technically, I think you are cute now. We're not that it was supposed to be past tense, and this is the present, so I said, but was cut off with her kissing me. Gosh, you talk a lot and very fast, she said, laughing. So, is that a yes or no? I asked, confused. Me, Hermione, confused? It is a yes, Hermione, she said, kissing me. We laughed and talked while reading the rule book for tomorrow. When we got done, we said our goodbyes and headed to our common rooms. When I got there, Ginny was not there, so I got ready for bed and went to bed. The Great Hall. Gryffindor's POV. The Gryffindors woke this morning and all were happy because they had good nights. Ron and Harry woke first. They got dressed and went to wake up Hermione and Ginny. They were banging on the door. Then someone finally answered it. It was an angry Hermione. "What do you want?" she said with a stern voice. "It's Saturday," said Ginny, still laying in her bed. "Since when do you guys wake up this early ever?" Hermione said. "Okay, enough. Get ready. We will wait for you in the common room. And hurry, 'cause I'm hungry," Ron said. Harry and Ron headed downstairs to the common room while they waited for the girls. They played some wizard chess, and Ron won, of course. The girls finally came downstairs to the common room, and they all headed down to the Great Hall. When we got there, not many were there. Just 2 Hufflepuffs, 4 Ravenclaws, 3 at their table, and 1 at the Slytherin table, with 3 Slytherins at their Gryffindor table. Those 3 could not keep their eyes off them. They went over to their table, sat down, and ate. "Are you guys all excited for the game with the Slytherins and Luna?" Ginny said with a smile on her face. "I am. I read all the rules last night in the library," Hermione said with a grin on her face. "I am. I had a walk last night to clear my head. I thought it wasn't a bad idea after all," Ron said with a smile on his face. "I am. I went to the lake last night and sat under the moon. I think it is a fun idea," Ginny said, and then they all turned to Harry. He started rubbing his neck. He had been staring at the back of his boyfriend's head. "Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I had a nice, relaxing bath to relax my nerves and muscles," he said with a smile. "Cool, let's go see if it's still happening," Hermione said, getting up and heading towards the 3 Slytherins and 1 Ravenclaw, all talking. Slytherin's POV. It was a nice morning for the boys until Pansy came banging on the door. "Draco! Blaze!" she started yelling. "Wake up!" She yelled again. The thing is, the boys weren't even in their room. "We're down here, Pans," Draco called out. She came running down the stairs to see Draco and Blaze sitting and waiting for her. "Oh," she said with a smile. "Knock, knock, knock," they heard. Draco answered it. "Hello, Draco. How's your morning going?" Sorry. "Hello, Draco. How's your morning going?" Luna said in her calm voice. "Good," Draco said, waving Pansy and Blaze over. "Well, off to breakfast," Pansy said, pulling Luna with her, and the boys followed behind them. When they got to the Great Hall, there was barely anyone there, just 3 Ravenclaws and 2 Hufflepuffs. They all went and sat at the Slytherin table, and Luna joined them. "Do you think it's a good idea?" Luna said. "Is what a good idea?" Blaze said, stuffing his face full of food. "The game night," Luna said in a calm voice. Yeah, I went over the rule book last night," Pansy said while eating some bacon. I'm I'm in. I'm bored anyway, Blaze said, eating some eggs. I'm definitely in. I think it will be fun, Luna said with... Oh, sorry. I'm definitely in. I think it will be fun, Luna said with a smile. They all looked at Draco, who had zoned out. Dray! Pansy said, waving her hand in his face. Dray! She said a little louder. Draco! Blaze screamed. Huh? He answered, looking up from his food. Oh, yeah, I think it's a good idea, he said, looking down at his food. You do? Said Pansy, confused. Yesterday you were all against it. What changed your mind? Blaze said. Nothing, I just think it's a good idea, Draco answered. Just then the Gryffindors walked through the door. They all went and sat at their table. They just stared at the Gryffindors as they talked. They went back to eating instead of staring at the Gryffindors, and then out of nowhere, they were walking over to us. Gryffindors heading our way, Pansy said with a smirk. Sorry. Gryffindors heading our way, Pansy said with a smirk. They stopped right behind Draco. He turned around to see Harry, Hermione, Ron, and Ginny standing there. So, is our game of Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear still on for tonight? Hermione said. Yeah, I don't see why not, Pansy said with a grin. I'm in, Luna said with a calm voice. Yeah, cool, Blaze said with a smirk. Yeah, sure, whatever, Draco said, turning back around. Harry looked at him confused, but then got the hint that their relationship was a secret. Yeah, cool. See you guys at 8 tonight, Harry said, walking away. The journey to the ROR. Draco's POV. On our way to the ROR room, we had to hide twice. Once from Snape, and the second from McGonagall. When we made it to the ROR room, no one was there when we got there, so we had to summon the room. I walked by it 3 times and thought of a room where 3 Slytherins and 4 Gryffindors and 1 Ravenclaw could play a game of Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear. Now that I think about it, I don't think this is going to end well. Finally, after a few minutes, the door opened. Even the room knows this is not going to end well. When we walked in the room, there were 4 red beanbags, 3 green ones, and 1 blue one. We hurried into the room because we heard Snape coming. Man, teachers are everywhere, Blaze said with a huff. Well, at least we didn't get caught, Pansy said with a grin. Yeah, Luna said in her usually calm voice. Yeah, now we just have to wait for the Gryffindors to get here, I said, sitting down on a green beanbag. Pansy and Blaze did the same, sitting on the green ones too. Luna sat on the blue one, and we waited. Harry's POV. Let's just say it was not easy to journey to the ROR room. We had to hide from Filch and his annoying cat, McGonagall, and Snape, who was coming from the direction we were heading. When we got to the ROR room, it was already open, so that meant they were already in there. We snuck in, saw them talking and laughing. The door shut behind us, and they all turned their heads. I have never been so embarrassed to have people staring at me. We went to sit down in between them. Me between Draco and Blaze. Ron between Blaze and Luna. Ginny between Luna and Pansy. And Hermione between Pansy and Draco. There was a bottle of Veritaserum potion in the middle for truths and Draco's wand for swears. There was also a bottle to spin, so you would pick randomly. When we sat down, Draco said, "You guys..." Pansy was scared. "I'll go first," Luna said, taking the bottle and spinning it. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear, Part 1. Harry's POV. Luna spun the bottle and it landed on me. Out of all people to go first, it chose me. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? Luna asked. Truth, I said, taking some of the veritaserum. Is it true that you have a crush on a guy? She said in a calm voice. No, I was about to say no, but the veritaserum made me tell the truth. Yes, I said, covering my mouth as fast as I could. Ooh, I heard it come from a few people. Okay, my turn, I said, spinning the bottle. It landed on Ron. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? I started saying, but swear, he cut me off. Okay, swear to Ginny that you will do whatever she wants for a week, I said. Ginny lit up with joy. Ron groaned. They locked arms and Hermione said a spell. I swear to you, Ginny, that I will do whatever you want for a week. After that, Ron spun the bottle. It landed on Draco. He was barely paying attention, so he didn't notice it landed on him. Okay, Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear, Malfoy, Ron said. Draco turned his head towards him. He started. Kiss? He said, looking at me through the corner of his eye. Kiss any girl here, and it can't be Pansy, he said with a cheeky smile. No, I'm not doing that, he said with a scowl on his face. He got a bruise on his side, but he didn't care. Draco spun the bottle and it landed on me. I got scared. What will happen? What will he ask me? Okay, Potter, he said with a smirk. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? He said, staring at me right in the face. Kiss, I said in a wavery voice. Okay, kiss, he started to look around. Pick yourself, dumbass, I said to myself, but no, he had to make it hard. Kiss Weasley, he said with a smirk. I'm sorry, what? You heard me, he said with a straight face. Okay, I said in a wavery voice. I leaned over to Ron. I was about to kiss him, but I stopped myself. I can't do it, I said, backing away from him. I got a bruise, but I didn't care. I spun the bottle. It landed on Ginny. Okay, Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? And she cut me off. Why can't I ever finish? Kiss, is what she said. Okay, give a passionate kiss to anyone in the room, I said. Okay, she said, leaning over and giving Luna a passionate kiss on the lips. Ron had a shocked look on his face. I don't think anyone else was surprised. Okay, my turn, Ginny said, as she pulled away from Luna. She grabbed the bottle and spun it and landed on Blaze. Truth, he said before she could ask. He took a drink of veritaserum. Is it true you're in love with my brother? She said with a smile. Yeah, I am, he said so calm. We all were looking back and forth between them because they were so calm about this. I look at Ron and he was bright red. Blaze spun the bottle and it landed on Pansy. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? He said to Pansy. Dare, she said. Okay, dare. I dare you to go into the hallway and yell who your crush is and then run back in so we don't get caught, he said so calm. Why are they so calm about everything? We could get caught. But Pansy did it. She went out to the door and yelled, I'm in love with Hermione Granger, she yelled. She ran back in and closing the door, sitting down and spinning the bottle. It landed on Draco. Okay, Dre, she said with a smirk. She knew what his answer was. Truth or dare, kiss or swear, she said, still with a smirk on her face. Dare, he said calm. Her smirk grew. Okay, I dare you to go in that room, she was said to the door behind. And you have to go with Harry, she said looking at me. And do what you want in the time frame we give you, she said with a smirk. My face went red. Okay, he said, so calm like he didn't hear what she just said. He got up, grabbed my arm, and pulled me to the room. We heard some oohs before he closed the door. Truth or dare, kiss or swear, part 2. Smut warning. Harry's POV. When we got into the room, he locked the door. I was barely paying attention to him. The room we were in was amazing. It's a green and red room with a king-sized bed. Soon, I felt Draco grab my waist. He turned me around and picked me up. So, I wrapped my arms around his waist so I would not fall. He started to walk over to the bed. He placed me on the bed and got on top of me. I grabbed his neck and pulled him down to kiss me. It was a really hard kiss and sloppy. Soon he started to unbutton my shirt, so I started to undo the buckle on his pants. I pulled his pants down. He got my shirt off fast and started to undo my pants, so I undid his shirt. Where we were left in our boxers, he pinned my hands above my head and kissed my neck, making me his up to my ears. I can tell you're hard, he said, as his hand trailed to my inner thigh. Fuck, I said. He trailed his hand on my inner thigh again. Tease. That made him snicker. He started to leave a trail of kisses down my chest and stomach. And he stopped at my boxers. He looked up at me, then pulled my boxers down. Whoa. Harry, nice. He was looking at my... He moved up and hovered above me, about to take me in his mouth, but moved back up to my mouth. Dick, I called him, 'cause he was teasing me. He went back down and took my in his mouth. I moaned super loud. It's a good thing there was a silencing charm on that door. I was about to buck my hips up, but he pinned me down, sucking on my like it's a piece of candy. I started to pull his hair to make him come up. It worked. He moved and made his was to be my mouth. We were making out for 30 minutes, I think. I was too busy getting fucked to keep track of time. Anyway, after a few more minutes, we heard a knock on the door. Draco got off me and went to the door, opening it a little. It was Pansy. She said time was up. He closed the door, came up to me, and kisses me one more time. We got up, got dressed, and went back out. So, how was it? Hermione said, laughing at our messy hair. Shut up, I said. Draco spun the bottle, and it landed on Luna. Truth or dare, kiss or swear. Part 3. Smut warning. Harry's POV. Truth or dare, kiss or swear? Draco asked Luna. Truth, is what she said. Ah, that's boring, Blaze said. Okay, is it true that you've kissed Longbottom? he said with a smirk. Yes, it is, Luna said in a calm tone. As usual, when I looked at Ginny, she looked mad. Luna spun the bottle, and it landed on Pansy. Swear, she said, before Luna could ask. Okay, you have to swear to not be mean to Harry, Ron, Hermione, or Ginny for a week, she said. Oh, what? That's not fair, Pansy said. You have to, Luna said. Fine, Pansy said, linking arms with Luna. Hermione cast the spell, and Pansy made the swear. I swear to not be mean to Potter, Weasley, Weaselette, and Hermione for a whole week. Pansy said, Wow, Hermione gets to be called by her first name, and we don't. I thought to myself, Okay, my turn, Pansy said. Spinning the bottle, it landed on Ron. Okay, Weasley, she said, smiling widely. She gave me and Draco a dare to go in a room together, so maybe she will do the same with Ron and somebody. You have to go into that room, she said, pointing to a different door than before, with Blaze, and do whatever you want, she said with a smirk. Yep, just like me and Draco, I thought. Okay, Ron said, getting up and walking to the room with Blaze falling behind him. They closed the door and we all said, ooh. Ron's POV. Once the door closed, I kissed Blaze hard and long. Once we broke apart, looked at the room, it looked like our common rooms. Not the dorms, the sitting places before the stairs. It was green and red, the color of our houses. I didn't really get a good look at anything else because Blaze started to kiss my neck, running his hands up my legs, and I moaned. I moaned really loudly. I know I must have sounded like a girl, but it was amazing. I pushed him on the wall and unbuttoned his trousers, pulled down his boxers, and sucked him off. He was moaning and groaning. He was pulling out my hair. Then it happened. He finished in my mouth. I licked it all up. About 30 minutes later, Hermione came and knocked on the door. We got dressed and went back out. I spun the bottle. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear. Part 4. Harry's POV. When Ron and Blaze came out of the room, they sat down and spun the bottle. It landed on Pansy. He knew he wanted payback. Dare, she said. Before he opened his mouth once again, he knew he wanted revenge. Once they walked out the room. Okay, I dare you and Hermione to go into Snape's office. Make put for 30 minutes, Ron said with a smirk. What? Hermione yelled. You heard me now. Shoo! Ron said, waving his hands at them. Pansy grabbed Hermione's hands and dragged her out of the room. Hermione's POV. I ran to Snape's office with Pansy pulling me, and I was blushing like mad. When we got there, we were about to open the door when we saw the knob moving. When we looked who it was in there, Professor McGonagall and Professor Snape was in a conversation. When they finally left the room, I checked the time. We had 20 minutes left. Then we had to head back to the group. When we went to the room, Pansy cast a silencing spell so no one could hear us, and the locking spell so no one could walk in. It would not keep out a teacher, but it would give us enough time to hide. After Pansy finished casting the spell, she turned to me and walked over to me and said, "We don't have to do this if you don't want to." I smiled fondly at her and she smiled back. So instead, she went into Snape's desk, looked for the answers to the potions quiz we had. I started to stop her, But she didn't listen. So while she did that, I went looking through his books. 20 minutes later, after 20 minutes of searching, we had to leave because our time was up. We walked back hand in hand and hid in 3 different places. One from Snape heading to his office, one to McGonagall looking for students out of bed, and one from Filch and his cat, Mrs. Norris. When we got to the door of the ROR, we noticed that it didn't look like we had made out. So we messed up our clothes and smudged my lipstick, and Pansy smudged hers as well. When we walked in the room, everyone turned their heads towards us, checking out our appearance to see if we looked like we made out for 30 minutes. I guess we did because they all looked away and waited for us to sit down. When we did, Pansy spun the bottle, and we went on with the game. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear, Part 5. Luna's POV. When Pansy and Hermione got into the room, Hermione spun the bottle. It landed on Draco. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? She said, Kiss, he said, looking at Harry through the corner of his eye. Kiss Blaze. When she said that, Ron's and Harry's and Draco's and her Blaze's face dropped. What? You heard me. Kiss Blaze. Hermione said with a smirk. But he's my best friend. He said, Okay, and? She said with a straight face. Draco sighed and leaned in and kissed Blaze on the lips. When they parted, they both started spitting and wiping their mouth. Harry and Ron were upset, but tried to hide it. Draco spun the bottle, and it landed on me. Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear? He asked. Swear, I said, smiling. Swear to Ginny that you will marry her after school ends, he said. Okay, I said, grabbing my wand, locking arms with Ginny, and swearing to her that I will marry her after school ends. We smiled at each other, and the game went on for about another hour. Then we all headed to bed, 'cause we have classes tomorrow. Time skip. When I got to the common room, no one was there. They probably were all asleep. I walked up the stairs to the dorms, and when I walked in, I saw Cho sleeping with someone in her bed. Probably Cedric. Anyways, I got into my PJs and drifted off to sleep, thinking about Ginny. The trouble starts. Harry's POV. When we got to potions class today, When we got to potions class today, me and Ron just copied off Hermione's paper. When I looked at Draco and his friends, Pansy was copying his paper as well. Okay, when I call your names, stay after class, Snape said. The 8 of us look at each other. Mr. Weasley, Mr. Potter, Mrs. Granger, and Mrs. Weasley. We all just look at him with bored looks on our faces. He was shocked when we didn't make noise. Mr. Zabini, Mr. Malfoy, Mrs. Parkinson's, and Miss Lovegood. He said, and they didn't react either. He looked at us confused, but went back to what he was doing. We were in the middle of class, and we saw 2 ginger heads poke their heads in. What do you want? Snape asked. Oh, nothing, George said. Just being nosy, Fred said after him. So, what you doing? George asked in a sing-song voice. Phineas and Ferb reference, I guess. Why are you here? You graduated already. I thought I was done with you, Snape said, really annoyed. Hey, can't we visit our favorite teacher? Fred said. I hate you and you hate me. Now, what do you want? Snape said. Right. When Snape asked what they wanted, Fred and George threw a bunch of fireworks into the classroom, and everyone got under their desk. Fred and George ran off laughing. Snape was going to chase them, but class just ended, so he stayed to talk with them. "Did you do your assignment I gave you?" he said, looking down at his papers. I said as my mind flashed back to last night. "No, we kind of forgot," I lied, knowing he didn't buy it. "Fine, whatever, I'm done trying with you," he said, pinching the bridge of his nose. We walked out of the room, and the first thing to happen is Draco getting pinned to the wall and kissed by Lavender Brown. Straight on the mouth. Her trying to push his tongue in her mouth, but he's holding his mouth shut. We managed to get her off of him. What the actual... Brown! Draco screamed, not caring that he was right outside of Snape's classroom. "What? I know you liked it," she said, smirking. Hermione was about to smack her, but then Draco said, without thinking, "No, I didn't. I'm in a relationship with Harry." He blushed and put his hand over his mouth. "You will pay," she said, pointing to me. When she was gone, we turned to our friends. Hermione, Luna, Ginny, and Pansy were trying so hard not to fangirl, but we're failing really bad. "So you're a couple?" Ron said with a glare. Yeah," I said, a bit embarrassed. "Oh, thank God." Ron breathes out in relief. "So, are me and Blaze, we just didn't know how to tell you guys," he said, smiling. "Yeah, so are we," Ginny says while pointing at Luna. "Yeah, I guessed that one," Pansy said, smirking. We all looked, and Hermione and Pansy, who were not paying attention, they looked back at us. "Oh yeah, we're dating too," they said together. "Yeah, we guessed that," I said, laughing. We all walked to the Great Hall, not knowing what was in store for us later. Forgive, but never forget. Draco's POV. We walked into the Great Hall for dinner, and the first thing we hear when we walk in is Avada Kedavra. It went straight past Harry's head and hit a wall. There were no teachers in the Great Hall at the time. We all looked around and saw no one was standing. No one had wands out. Everyone was in a conversation. We looked around. When we finally settled down, we decided to sit at the Slytherin table for dinner, the Gryffindor table at lunch, and we eat at our own tables for breakfast. We are eating dinner peacefully when we hear Avada Kedavra from two different voices. The spells went for me and Harry. We all ducked and looked up to see no one facing us. "What's going on?" Ron said with a mouthful of food. "I don't know, but that's not good," Harry said. "Yeah, you think?" I said, looking around. When we hear it again, I look up straight away and see Lavender Brown and Astora Greengrass standing at the Gryffindor table with their wands out. I get up, take out my wand, and say, "Expelliarmus." Lavender dodges it and shoots the killing curse at Harry. Again, this time the teacher walks in. They were about to say something when they were Astrid say Avada Kedavra. The headmistress, McGonagall, put the binding spell on them and took them away. Time skip. The next day, we saw them being taken away, but they stopped to talk to us. "Draco, Harry, we are so sorry. Can you ever forgive us and let us go?" they say. "I forgive you," I said in a calm voice. The other 7 look at me like I'm crazy. Does that mean we can go free? No, it doesn't, I said, and I hear 7 different sighs of relief behind me. What? But you forgave us. Yes, I did, but it's like my aunt always says, you can forgive, but you never forget. I say so calmly that I think I'm scaring my friends. I will get you, they say. They both screamed by being taken away. For a second there, I thought you were going to free them, Ron said. That's not my decision to make, I say, looking at him. I guess your aunt can be helpful at some times, Pansy said. I guess so, I thought to myself. 6 years later. Harry's POV. Dobby, I call out. How can Dobby help Master Potter? He said, Can you wake up the twins? It's their first day of Hogwarts school. I say with a smile. Yes, Master Potter, he said. What did I say about calling me Master, Dobby? I said with a smile and laughter. When the little house elf disappears, Draco walks in. Hey, babe, he said, kissing me and pushing me up against the counter. Hi, you're in a good mood, I say as I pulled away. We hear 2 sets of footprints running down the stairs. We see the twins, Alex and Alexis. We adopted them when they were 5. Alex had black hair like me and blue-green eyes like Draco. Alexis has blonde hair like Draco and green eyes like me. She also wears glasses. We hear a knock on the door, and it was Ginny and Luna with their twins, Winter and Summer. Winter has ginger hair like Ginny and green eyes. Summer has blonde hair like Luna and green eyes. They adopted them at 5 at the same time as us. Time skip. We have been talking with Ginny and Luna for a while the kid plays in their room. Without knocking, Ron, Blaze, Hermione, and Pansy walk into me and Draco's house. Ron and Blaze adopted Reggie and Blake. They are twins as well. Reggie has black hair like Blaze and blue eyes. Blake has ginger hair and green eyes. They adopted them the same time as us, at 5. Hermione and Pansy adopted a girl and a boy. Twins as well. Harold and Peggy. Peggy has brown and black hair with green eyes. Harold has brown and black hair with gray eyes and wears glasses. They got adopted at 5 with us. They are up in their rooms, I tell the 4 11-year-olds, and they all dart up the stairs after saying hi and giving us hugs. How did we all manage to raise 2 kids? Draco says with a smile. We all laugh and talk. A time pause. I guess I should tell you more about the past years. After we graduated, everyone except Ginny graduated 8th year. She graduated 7th year, and we all shared a wedding. Ginny and Luna, Pansy and Hermione, Ron and Blaze, and me and Draco. After a year later, we all said we wanted kids, so we decided to adopt kids. When we got there, we showed us all the kids. I was so upset that so many people didn't want their kid. If you didn't want them, then use protection or don't have sex. Amen. Just my thoughts. I mean it. If you didn't want them, then use protection or don't have sex. I mean, it's not as bad as the abortion. But it's still bad. Anyway, when she showed us the kids, she said that there were 4 sets of twins here, and that's when we adopted all kids. They are now 11 and going to Hogwarts. and maybe I should tell you about Lavender and Astora. We went to their trial and they got life in Azkaban for using a forbidden curse. Time resume. Kids, time to go, Blaise yelled. Ron, stop playing with them. It's going to make them think they don't have to listen, Blaise said to his husband. Ron walked over with the kids and we went to the train station. Time skip. When we got onto the platform, we kissed our kids goodbye and they got on the train. As the train was taking off, I was leaning on Draco and I thought I saw. Maybe it's nothing. POV unknown. I will get revenge for my mothers, I said under my breath, staring at the Potter, Malfoys, Zabinis, and Parkinsons and Lovegoods putting their kids on the train. Hi, you might be wondering who I am. My name is Allie Brown Greengrass. My parents are Lavender Brown Greengrass and Astora Brown Greengrass. I have brown hair, green eyes, and I wear glasses. I'm 11 years old, and it's my first year of Hogwarts. I walked to the train and got on. I go to the compartment where I saw these kids get in and asked if I could join them. The boys were on the floor, and the girls got the seats. Hi, I'm Allie. I was about to say my name. Then I thought, maybe they know the story. So I lied. Allie Graves. I smiled, shaking a girl's hand. Hi, I'm Alexis Potter Malfoy, and this is my twin, Alex Potter Malfoy. She smiled, introducing the rest. This is Winter and Summer. They are twins, and they are the Lovegoods, she says. These are Reggie and Blake. They are twins, and they are the Zabinis, she says with a smile. And finally, these are Harold and Peggy. They are twins, and they are the Parkinsons, she said, finally introducing me. Guys, this is Allie Graves. She's our new friend, she says, looking at them. They all say hi and smile and go back to what they were doing. My plan is in motion. I won't fail my mothers. The end. Or is it? I don't know if I should make a sequel. What do you guys think? I think it was pretty good. I don't know if it does, do you think you want it to have a sequel? I mean, it's a good story. Don't get me wrong. But do you want to make a sequel? I mean, it's not a bad idea. But, yeah, that was Truth or Dare, Kiss or Swear, Book 1. I don't know if she made it another book. I'm only calling this person a she because they called themselves Fantasy Girl or Fan Stay Girl. So, let me look. No, they don't have another book. But, it was nice to read that. So, thank you so much to the author, and thank you for the recommendation to whoever gave it to me. Literally, I don't remember who gave me this recommendation for this book. I literally marked it, and I was like, I need to read this. So that's what I'm reading. So thank you so much for the recommendation. So I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you would like to hear next. I do have some recommendations from other people I have to go through, but I do like some more ideas. Thank you so much for watching. I just have to say that, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye. Okay, side note, this is done by a 13-year-old? What the fuck? Okay, anyways. A 13-year-old came up with this? What is this? What was I doing when I was 13? Oh, I was reading BL. Yeah, I would come up with this stuff too. I'm sorry. Having a little moment. Okay. Not as bad as abortion.